Hello you guys and welcome to my channel. So today's video is going to be some of the shit I have to deal with at work. I am going back to work soon, thankfully. It has been like over 6 months that this place has been closed. I guess I've said it before, I work at a pool. So it's been over 6 months. The pool closed back in March like everything else in the world, and it still has not reopened, but our tentative opening date is October 9th, so I'm going back to work hopefully October 9th. And yeah, I've worked at the same place on and off for 7 years now. On and off because of university. Like, I would move away for school for 8 months and come back and work in the summer, so it was on and off for 7 years. But a lot of stuff happens when you work at the same place for a long ass time, and a lot of stuff happens when you work with your best friends, because back in the day, like when I first started, we were all so close. Like, all of my coworkers and I were so close. Now's not really that case because I am a lot older than majority of the staff. So obviously when you're with somebody outside of work and inside of work, you're gonna have those little tiffs. So a lot of it is just like the little tiffs. A lot of it is a poor manager we used to have. And yeah, so I'm gonna stop rambling and let's just go right into this video. So the first one is I was on my way to Vegas. Me and my friend went to Vegas for her 21st birthday in July. This was a couple years ago, I think 2017 or 2018, I can't remember. I think 2018. Whenever I turned 21, we went for her 21st birthday to Vegas. We were in the airport on our way to Vegas. It was early in the morning. And, well, I guess not early in the morning. I had been up early in the morning, but this was the second airport we were at on our way to Vegas. And I get a text from the pool manager saying, you can't have these days off. I need you to work. It wasn't my trip because they knew that I was away. But I was going away for a week, coming back for 2 days. And then I booked the weekend off. I wasn't supposed to be working weekends anyway. I was a Monday to Friday, 7 to 3 worker, so I was working full-time Monday to Friday. So I wasn't supposed to be working Saturday, Sundays anyway, but I booked Friday, Saturday, Sunday off. So I was coming back on a Tuesday, so I was going to work Wednesday, Thursday, and then I booked Friday, Saturday, Sunday off. And they texted me saying that they couldn't give me those days off anymore and that I had to work. And I said, no, like, you told me I could have those days off or else I wouldn't have gone to Vegas, because Vegas was kind of a last minute thing. And I made sure that I could have Vegas off and this weekend off because I was supposed to be in the city for a concert with 10 other people. So, like, I already spent the money. And I told them that. I was like, no, I spent the money. You told me I could have this weekend off. Figure it out, pretty much. And when I got back, the next month's schedule had been released. They changed my schedule completely because I pissed them off, because I stood my ground. They changed my schedule completely. Like I said, I was a 7 to 3, so 7 in the morning to 3 p.m. Now I was working 9 to 5. But they also gave me a pay cut because at the pool we have head guards and then junior guards, which is $1 pay difference or 50-cent pay difference, something like that. I was head guard my 7 to 3 shift, and then moving me to the 9 to 5 shift gave me that pay cut because I was now a junior guard because somebody else was working the 7 to 3, which isn't technically allowed because we are union workers and they're supposed to ask/tell me before they switch my shifts, but they decided they didn't want to do that because I pissed them off, and the rest of that summer was just a complete shit show. But we're not going to get into that. I'm pretty sure I've already talked about that on my channel, but it was a huge shit show the rest of the summer. That same summer, literally the first shift after coming home from Vegas, I had a mother with 2 kids, and the mother, this happens all the time, but this specific mother was not paying any attention to her children, and her children were probably 7 or 8. swimming in the deep end by themselves. They cannot swim, so I went over and told them that they had to go over to the shallow end where they can touch, and they have to stay there. The mother comes up to me and says, I don't understand why you're signaling out my children when there are many children swimming here and my kids are just fine, or something along those lines. I literally hear it all. And I said, number one, your kids can't swim. They're struggling. Other kids are not. And then it was so funny because this also reminded me of another story, but that's for a different time. I went into the guard room and this mother went to the front to complain that I was signaling out her children, and talked to the manager, talked to the receptionist, and then I can't remember who came back and told me, but like I didn't get in trouble because I was doing my job. Basically she was saying how they come here all the time, they never have a problem, I'm the only guard that's giving them a problem, they see me all the time and I'm always giving them a hard time, blah 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 blah. Number one, I've been gone for a week, so no, you don't see me all the time. Number two, I've never seen you before, so, and trust me, it's a small town, I remember faces, I know if I've seen you in the pool before. And number three, I've only been back for 3 months because I was a university student still, so I was only back for 3 months. So no, I don't give you a problem year round. I don't give you a problem all the time. Number four, your kids can't freaking swim. Would you prefer they drown? Like, the audacity of some parents, because like they just don't pay attention. They don't know anything. They think their kids are angels on earth. Like, I don't know, half the kids that we tell go swim shallower, they would drown if we didn't tell them that. So the next one is about my aquatic supervisor, who no longer works at the pool and was a very, very good person. I liked them a lot outside of work. But there was this one shift, and it was again right after I got home from Vegas, and one of my coworkers' boyfriends broke up with her, and so she called in sick to work, or she called a family emergency or something, so she wasn't coming to work, and she had swimming lessons. So our swimming lessons run after our main shift, so I taught morning swim lessons but not the afternoon or the night ones, and her swim lessons were 5 to 8 p.m. And the supervisor comes up to me and was like, you're working, what's her name? We'll call her Allie. You're working Allie's swim lessons. And I look at him and I'm like, no, I'm not, because I was working 9 to 5, so then I would have been working 9 to 8 without any warning, which isn't allowed, and overtime, which the workers get shit for, and they walk away, and they said that the manager just said to tell me. And then they walk away, and I finish my shift, because I was on deck. So I finish my shift, go into the guard room to talk to the manager, because you can't just tell a staff member, you're working this now, suck it up. Especially when they've already worked 8 hours that day. And especially since the place where we work, they hate giving out overtime. So people tend to get in trouble if they work too much overtime. And the manager left. The manager left. Didn't say goodbye to me or the other worker on deck like they're supposed to, because we're supposed to know what workers are in the building in case something happens. No, nothing. It frustrates me because that was the manager's rule. You have to say hello when you get there and goodbye when you leave, so that everybody knows who is in the building in case an emergency happens. And they just leave. Especially after they told the supervisor to come and tell me I'm working 3 extra hours that night. I ended up not working those 3 extra hours. I can't remember who did, if maybe another guard came in to work Allie's lessons, but I don't know. I don't know how to end that one. That one just frustrated me because you don't tell a staff member to work extra 3 hours, because I would have been working 11 hours that day. Like, I would have had to be at work again at 9 without any warning. I love overtime, don't get me wrong, but it just didn't jive well with me, especially because all of these happened after me and the manager had a huge blow up, and shit hit the fan real freaking quick, and so everything just got worse, and so it made me madder in the moment. So the last couple are just kind of technicalities that piss me off at my work. The first one is we have this thing where older people, and when I say older, I mean like 70 plus years old, come to swim, and it's kind of like an aqua fit, but like it helps with their movement because water is very good for movement. So they come and walk back and forth, they do their little bicep whatever's with dumbbells, whatever it is. The one day, for some reason, they wanted an extra guard on deck. So our ratios is anything under 30 people in the pool, we can go one guard. 30 to 90 is 2, 90 to 120 is, or 90 to 120 is 3, and so on and so forth. They had 20 people in the pool, and on a good day, this class, I think it's 45 minutes maybe, I can't really remember, is so boring to watch because they're all in the same area. It's not like they're spread out across the pool like a public swim. They're in the same area doing the same thing. It is so boring to guard, and they wanted 2 guards on deck, which was even more boring because when you're guarding with more than one person on deck, you can't be beside each other, so it's not like you're visiting. So one guard was here, one guard was over here across the pool. It was so boring. And it honestly pissed all of us off because they don't know what they're talking about, so why were they telling us that we needed to have an extra guard on deck? And we didn't get a break because there was only 2 of us there, so we had to sit out there the entire time. So boring and pointless. But anyway, that was just a piss off. Next piss off is, like I mentioned, we have ratios. So 1 to 30 is 1 guard, 30 to 90 is 2, so on and so forth. My manager at the time told our cashier, our receptionist, whatever you want to call her, to keep letting people in even though we didn't have enough staff. So I can't remember the specific numbers, but say we had 2 guards. Say we had 3 guards, because you have to have 1 in the guard room in case of emergency. So there's supposed to be, say we had 65 people in the pool. 2 people on deck, 1 in the guard room, 3 guards total. We hit, let's say 90 for that example. We hit 90. The 3rd guard now has to come on deck, and they're still letting people in. So as soon as we get to 120, we're over our limit, and if anything happens, we could all get sued. And my manager told the receptionist to keep letting people in. We were on deck for probably an hour, maybe an hour and a half. It was a 3-hour swim. We were on deck, and this happens quite frequently. This is just one specific example. But we were on deck for probably an hour, hour and a half, without being allowed to go off, without having an extra guard in the guard room before somebody could come in and be that extra guard for us. Y'all, when I say nothing is worse, I've literally been on deck for 5 hours straight because of a lack of staff members and because the cashiers don't listen to that rule. It's not fun. There's just so much wrong with it, and I feel like you have to be a lifeguard to understand it, but we're gonna move on. And the last one is, like I mentioned, when you work with your best friends, you hang out with your best friends, you go to school with your best friends, there's gonna be like bickering every so often. So me and one of my best friends at the time were working together, and we were working full time together, so every single day, and we were hanging out on the weekends and after work and everything like that. We were teaching swimming lessons in the morning, and I had older kids, and so did she at the same time, which isn't supposed to happen. The office is supposed to schedule like different age groups so that it's like one instructor has little kids, so they're in the shallow, and one instructor has like like children but not little kids, so they're in the first couple lanes, and then the older kids so they can have and then the third one we would have the older kids so that they can have the deep lanes. We both had older kids. We both needed the deep lanes at the same time. And she snapped at me in front of everybody. And I snapped back. And like, it's just, we were really good friends. So it's like, we didn't mean anything by it and we didn't hold our grudges, but I'm sure it didn't look good. It was just lessons and aqua fit. So like, there was a couple older people in the pool. But she was like, put your kids in the deep end. Put your kids in the deep tank. And I'm like, you put your kids in the deep tank. Like, we need to swim our laps right now. And it was just more funny than anything. But, like, schedule and conflicts, for sure. That's a piss off. But that is it for today's video, you guys. It was kind of all over the place and really, really random. So I apologize for that. I thought it would turn out a lot better. But it turned out into a rant session, which is fine with me. But thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you did enjoy. I post videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, so I hope you subscribe so you never miss a video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.